Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to y'all can pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Back with another lesson. Today is just going to be dealing with remember you were called, right? Remember you was called, and your family might not been called. All right. And I say that to say this, that especially you men that are on the highways and byways, have been in this ministry and you are actively in the work, right? And you have children, all right, specifically sons coming up. Uh, they might, and you push them into the work and you show them certain things, which is a good thing. But you got to remember they might not have been called, all right? Because one thing I'm going to say about this truth that comes from experience, you can't force anybody to take hold of this word. You just can't. No ifs, ands, ifs, ands, and buts about it, man. You just can't. So you teach them right from wrong. You teach them the right things to do. You tell them who they are, law, statutes, commandments. But understand, them doing exactly what you've been chosen to do might not come to pass. So I'm putting it out there in the spirit because, brothers are grieved because how certain of their family is not acting the way they thought they should act. Now this goes for your sons. It goes for even, I've seen it with men and their wives, man. She not acting this way. She's not. You're going to be in a family with sometimes unbelievers. But always remember this. If you're doing what you need to do and you pushing it to your potential, through the mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he might save your seed or he might save your wife. Always remember that. Okay? Always remember that. The Lord called you. He might not have specifically called them. All right? And that's something that you got to always keep in mind when dealing with family, man. Because outside this truth, I've seen examples of brothers coming to this truth and they try to pull best friends, right, in with them. And a lot of times I'm saying best friends who's just doing it because their man was doing it, slowly but surely fall out because they really wasn't called into this thing. They just saw that they was doing it and they followed along. And that's not the type of individuals you really want around, man. All right. Now, the first scripture I'm going to get is in the book of Romans 14:5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. You got to be fully persuaded that this is the truth. Not because somebody told me this is the truth. All right? Israel's a hard-headed people, man. And the Lord really got to put the spirit on you to believe this on your own accord. Those are the ones that endure through all, rough times. Those are the ones that endured during, trials of your faith. It's the ones that truly believe this, okay? Not because they're being forced to. Because anytime you're being forced to do something, you never truly get the outcome that should be desired, man. You got to have that want and desire to keep pushing. And not because you're going to get in trouble. That's the wrong spirit. I don't like working with them type of spirits, man. That's just me personally, and I speak as a man. I don't like working with them type of spirits. If you truly don't believe this, or you truly don't want to be in the brotherhood, or you don't want to be in the ministry, and this could go for, let's say an example. I had, some family in the ministry, and they're kind of wishy-washy. Yeah, you don't need to be there, man. From there, Salakia, bear with me. Let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes 33:21. It says, For it is that thy children should seek to thee, then thou shouldest stand to their courtesy, man. You set the example, you set the tone, you do what you need to do, and they need to follow that accordingly, man. All right? Especially when it comes to this pushing this knowledge. I can't give another person my faith, right? Because they haven't seen and experienced the things that the Lord have given me. It can never work that way. All right, we got to remember that, because we all love our family, and a lot of our family, general family, just not right, man. But like I said, I'm gonna read some scriptures that tell you, hey, if you get this word, you keep this word, and the Lord put faith on you, hey, to pursue this thing, and you do it to the best of your ability, and Lord willing, you'll see to be saved, man. Okay, Lord willing, your seed to be saved. From there, let's go to this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Let's start at 12. And this is advice from the Apostle Paul. It says, "But to the rest speak I, not the Lord," right? "But the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife, and believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away." Right? "And the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy." Right? So if you're the one that the Lord chose, or you're the one that the Lord is actually dealing with, like I say, hey, you got the workload, right? You got the mission. You could try to make your mission, another family member's mission, but that's not always going to work out, man. Believe me, man. Experience of seeing it, it's not always going to work out. Sometimes it does work out. That you have brothers, you have a father and son, and you have different members of the family, all in the same, still in the same truth, man. You have that, okay? Without a shadow of a doubt, you have that. So just remember that, hey, it might not always work out that way. So you really got to understand that, what's the saying they used to say? You can't put a square peg in a round hole, right? Because you want it to be a certain way, ideally. Certain brothers are idealists, man. And because they're idealists, they think things should be a certain way. According to the scriptures, they should be a certain way. But guess what? We're not in the kingdom, and we're not in our full, our perfection yet. So you can understand. From there, let me get another story in the book of Acts. And I'm gonna end it on this. This is Acts 16 and 24, dealing with a miracle that happened in prison with Paul. Acts 16 and 24. "Who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in stocks." Well, this guard basically locked up. It's going to get to it. Paul and Silas. "And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto the Most High, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly this was a miracle, and there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loosed. And the keeper of the prison, awaking out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled." Right? So he was off himself because the miracle happened and the prisoners could escape. But look what's going to happen next. "But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light and sprang in, and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas, and brought them out and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? So he saw that miracle and he started to believe. And they said, Believe on the Lord Yahushua, right? And thou shalt be saved, and thy house. So guess what? His house didn't see this miracle. His prison guard's house didn't see this miracle, right? He saw it. So he changed around what he's doing. He set the tone in the family on what needs to be done, right? His faith, that was the foundation of his faith, believing on Yahushua. He builds on top of that, all right? The scriptures say him and his house shall be saved, right? Based on that, okay? So I say all that to say this. Hey, get into your mind that, hey, this is up on you, man. You got to do the heavy lifting. All right? You have to do the heavy lifting. You could want certain things for certain family members, but hey, it might not always work out that way. But who knows if through the Spirit you continue in these works, right? You know, you keep doing this work to the end. Hey, the scriptures say, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." Guess what? The Lord can have mercy on your family and save your family. Never forget that. But with that, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom the next time.